Hello, this is Dr. Raul Vazquez. I want to show you some slides. I was asked to speak about Mirth Mail, and this is essentially the concept where you have these truss anchors by which communication is going to be taking place across the HISP. In terms of what we see in the area of Mirth Mail, we're going to be focused on the web client provider directory, a little bit on the registration, but the administration piece is not going to be part of what we're presenting. When you look at some of the product functions that you'll be seeing, one area in particular I want you to focus is on the delegation, where you're allowing a user to basically, you grant them privileges to respond and read on behalf of the delegator. So that's one of the pieces that you'll actually see. There's a lot of background administrative functions, but we won't be kind of covering that because as users we won't have access to that. When you first get into the account, one of the things you're going to see is you're going to create an email, an account ID, password, and you'll have to give security questions that you may need just to reset your password. So this is Healthy Links HIS webmail sign in. So I'm going to sign in here, and you're going to get your sign in, and you'll have your password, and we get right into the sign in. And this is what you're going to see. What I hope to do is basically cover a lot of the areas that are going to be important as you're going down the process. One of the things that you can do is when you sign in here, if you have someone that you delegate, you'll be able to see them show up here. Before we get into the website, you can go to the provider directory. And this is interesting, but this will allow you to find other people that may be within the HISP. So I'm going to use myself as an example, and you can put different aspects of the information in order to find that particular individual. And I'm a family physician, and you had a search, and so what it'll go right here, and it asks for the last name, and so here I am. Interesting enough, if you click on my profile, you actually get a lot of information about me in addition to my email. And what I did like about it is it actually even has a map that interfaces to find out where you're located. So those are some nice features that are built in, so you can add them to the account. You go back to your webmail. But one of the other features you want to get started on is really go down here and you can hit manage folders, and that's going to give you access to this information. You can either get it from here, or if you go to this site and go to settings, this is what you'll see. Once you go to the preference, you can actually find different things that you want to do in terms of changing the highlight colors, servers. Just kind of browse to it. I put a special folder, so I added trash in there, but a lot of times you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Folders here, if you want, you can create different folders. Just go down on the little plus and come around and create your folder. I created one for GBON. When you click on the identification, you get the information that's going out. One big thing that you should do is a signature. Add a confidentiality notice because it will help, especially when it's going out. You can change your password. You can have notifications. Okay, sent to a different email. So you can add your email, hit add, and that comes here. So as I get a Merck mail, it's also going to my Urban and GBON accounts, primary to the Urban and secondary to the GBON accounts. Delegation, again, like I said, you can have some other individuals able to get access to your emails, and they would be able to switch back and forth based on that profile. When we go to the webmail, it's pretty simple. I mean, these are just some examples that we've had, and I'll go back to when I was going back and forth with Howard, and it was testing. So when you click on it, you see the profile, who's sending it. We sent an attachment at the time, and down here you're able to open that attachment and look at it. So it's able to get CCDs, it's able to get C64s, anything you're able to do. And this was just a test that we had sent Howard at the time. These are other examples of emails that go back and forth. You get confirmation on the emails, which is nice to get. So if it was successful or not, you're also going to be able to know. Again, this is an example of an email that was sent, and it was saying it was successful to the recipient. You can look at draft reports that were sent out before. All the sent emails that you did can show up here. And if you put something into the trash, you're going to be able to also look at that. So simple, it's a simple email system. You click on an email. One of the nice things is as you start to type for someone, it actually gives you a pull down of all the players that you have within your network to send an email. So for example, I'll click here. You can CC, put your subject matter, and then you just start to help with settings. And once you have that set up and it's ready to go, there's a little send button here that can be sent off. If for some reason you have an attachment, you can either click here or down here, go to the browser, find out, an article, something you may want to send to someone, an example, open, and that gets entered, uploaded, and then we're ready to kind of send it over, and it's gone, successful. And a couple of other things that you want to do from this is look at if you do have any type of, let's go back here, of emails, you can either print this message, download it, edit, show source, okay? And I think those are basically the functions that you're going to be using most of the time. Depending on the mail that you have, you may want to give it as a red flag just to keep it tracking, because later on you can either use your filters for that to look through priority mail or the search function that will help. If you do get a mail and you want to be able to, if you hover over reply to sender, if you want to reply to a list or to send to all the recipients, you do that. And if you're going to forward it, so a lot of what you see in an email. But that's essentially what we have here. I think secure, in that sense, you're able to send, and Howard, sorry that I'm sending you all these emails. He's going to think I'm a little crazy. But when you hover, if it's a draft, you've got more options on the messaging. So I usually like a return receipt. You can put delivery notification, and whether we're dealing with something low, high priority, and it was a send message. And here, testing, Dr. V. Again, put your attachments. Either click here or down here for sending, and that's essentially what Mirth does. And I think secure allows us to get that information back and forth. It's a nice system to kind of have all this information, also being able to deliver these documents to other providers within your network. So thank you very much.